Hey everyone, Kobanermani456 here, recording a new video. So yeah, today I'm going to be giving you my review on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. And this is my first ever review I've ever recorded, so it may not be the best, and I might ramble a bit, but you know, I'm just going to go on and give you my opinions. So, Ocarina of Time 3D is a remake of the original game that released in North America on November 23rd, 1998. And everything is basically the same now in this new game, but then they've added the Master Quest, which came free for the Wind Waker pre-orders, and then they've also added a few other modes and updated a ton of stuff. So, now let's go on to gameplay. So, you know the gameplay, it was really good back then and stays true to it today, but now made even better. Because now you can use a touchscreen on the Nintendo 3DS, which means you can equip more items, and everything is just smooth, very easy to control. I had no problems really whatsoever. Sometimes I kind of mixed up a few buttons on the touchscreen, but besides that, everything worked well, and touchscreen control even works well. And one way you'll see how the touchscreen and the new control scheme works out better is when you're on the Water Temple or on the Shadow Temple when you're wearing the hover boots and the iron boots. So gameplay top notch, still amazing, and one of the highlights of the old game and the highlight of the new game. So no complaining whatsoever, and it's amazing how well the gameplay holds up after 13 long years. I mean, you'd expect this game to age a lot, and I admit the camera does seem a tad old, but it's not really a complaint. It still works well with the game, which, I mean, since the game hasn't changed, the camera just works well with how the game is made, but it does feel a tad dated, like an older camera, but no complaints there. Alright, so let's go on with the story. So, you know the story. Navi awakens Link from a nightmare, and Link witnesses Ganondorf on a horseback, and they're chasing Zelda and Impa, and Zelda tosses an ocarina. So, yeah, this boy is destined to be the hero of time and save Hyrule from the evil Ganondorf. And, you know, it's basically the same old story: save the princess and save Hyrule and defeat Ganondorf. But you know, something about this story, even like with how old this game is, there's just a ton of humor, and it's just it just grabs your heart. I mean, if you have not played this game already, the story is one of the biggest highlights of the game. I mean, it's just incredible, and to see it hold up so well already, like 13 years later, makes it even more amazing. And you know, it's a simple storyline, but it's also deep at the same time. And I like stuff like that, to where it's simple, easy to understand, but then it gets deeper. So, and the story's just epic. Also, let's just talk about the music in the game, the score and everything. And this music was composed by Koji Kondo, who's in charge of most of the music for the Zelda series. And this game does not disappoint whatsoever. It's still the same music, not orchestrated, but you know, the music was basically perfect already, and I actually didn't want them to orchestrate the music, because, you know, it's just that kind of charm to the music, how the MIDI style charm, and then also how it's just like, it kind of gives you a bit of nostalgia to the game. It's not anything to where it's trying to sound the best, or like, they didn't totally update the music. I mean, it just has that charm and nostalgia to it. Yes, the music is just incredible. I love it. My favorite tunes being Saria's song in the Lost Woods and Gerudo Valley. I mean, that tune is just so catchy. I'll walk around. I mean, it's one of those, it's not just a tune that's great, it's one of those tunes that's really catchy, to where wherever you walk, like, I find myself constantly going to grocery stores, humming do-do-doom, do-do-doom, and people are looking at me strange. So Yeah, it's that catchy. Like, catchy like Sonic music, in my opinion. And I believe Sonic and Zelda have the best music in video gaming, in the video gaming industry. So, definitely a huge 2 thumbs up for music. Also, a lot of people are saying lately that this game is a port of the Nintendo 64, WiiWare, and all that stuff. But it actually isn't. This game was totally built from the ground up. Everything is the same, like gameplay and story and everything. They built it totally from the ground up. It's a complete remake to where they didn't just, you know, slap some new graphics on it and then slap a $40 price tag on it. No, there was a lot more attention to detail to this game. They made sure that the graphics looked like the original artwork of the game, because the limitations of the N64 to where it couldn't handle it didn't have the power to make the characters look like the artwork, which is what Miyamoto really wanted to do. And to put on the 3DS hardware was really, the graphics just look incredible. And not only are the graphics updated, everything else is updated, like animations, how like Link runs and everything. Like, you'd be surprised how much faster Link runs as a child and as an adult. Thing is though, you might not be able to notice as much because in Hyrule Field, time goes by faster to kind of make up for Link's extra speed and better animation. The 3D effect in the game is also really good, and it just gives you a sort of sense of depth whenever you're in the Water Temple or on Hyrule Field. It just looks spectacular, and well, it doesn't really help gameplay wise, except for like on the final battle when you are volleying Ganon's attacks back and forth. It makes the game look a ton better and doesn't make the game suffer graphically or frame rate wise. It makes it look better. Also, the gyroscope controls are very good. They work really well. A lot more accurate than, and they're a lot faster to wield compared to using the slide pad. And while it does break the 3D effect, the accuracy, and kind of makes you look a bit weird when you're like on a bus or in a store or something, the accuracy of it is a huge, gives you a huge advantage over just like what would be usually tougher to do when you're playing without the gyroscope controls. Added the new Master Quest, which you saw in the GameCube with the pre-orders of Wind Waker. It was for the GameCube, and it had the original version, the Master Quest version, and then I think it had like Majora's Mask included. It was like a collector's edition for people who pre-ordered Wind Waker. But this time in the new version, the dungeons are actually mirrored versions of the Master Quest. Now, the Master Quest was made back then on the GameCube and was a mirrored version of Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, where everything was mirrored. But on the Master Quest, they brought totally new dungeons and puzzles in the dungeons, so it wasn't really just a mirrored version of Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. So now with the 3DS version, they've mirrored those dungeons in the Master Quest version, and this can actually throw you off a bit. And I was surprised because I found myself wondering, wait, why isn't this on the other side? So, and then also they added double damage for the enemies, and this really increases the difficulty in the game and can kill you and make you end up having lots and lots of game overs. But also, they have added new boss rush mode to where you can play any boss you want, anytime you want, and instead of just like having to start the game all over again to play these bosses, which is one complaint I've always kind of had with Zelda games. And also, you have a boss gauntlet to where you're timed and you kind of have to beat your records and all this stuff. But sadly, the game has no online, so it kind of defeats the purpose, but it's still pretty cool to share it with your friends. Also, this game, it doesn't take advantage of Spot Pass or Street Pass or anything like that, but what's the point? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Zelda games are never about multiplayer or anything like that. So, yeah. Basically, this game is a must-buy. $40, definitely worth it. I bought this game on launch, and I managed to play it for around 60 hours. It has a ton of replay value, and I hadn't even played fully 100% all the extra missions or anything like that. So this game, everything, I give it a 10 out of 10. No doubts about it whatsoever. I would actually give it a higher score, but you know, that's very unprofessional. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching my first ever review of a video game, and this is Ocarina of Time 3D. So yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Please remember, comment, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more 3DS vids, walkthroughs, and updates. And like I said, please remember, comment, like, subscribe, because I'm thinking about doing reviews. I don't usually think I'm that great with reviews, but you know, the support would really help out a lot and might make me change my mind about doing more reviews. So yeah, thanks, and see ya.